All right, let's get to tonight's show, the last episode of Impact on Access TV ever, or until something bad happens. But January 8th, 2026, the final broadcast of Access on Access TV. And it's the go-home show for both the Genesis pay-per-view and the upcoming move to AMC. Here's some of the match results. Let's see. We got Danny Luna. Dude, I pulled the wrong article. Shit. So, all right, I'm going to do some of this by memory. It's probably going to be a little bit out of sorts, so forgive me. So here's what I did. I went to Gerard's article, but I can't have Gerard's article up with Body Slam because of the pop-ups. And I'm 42 years old, and I'm never going to learn how to get a pop-up blocker. I just don't know how to do it, and I'm not willing to learn. And my MacBook Pro is from 2016, so... So what I did was I threw the article into Gemini and I said, like, just give me the full article, but I don't want the pop-ups. And what it is it summarized it. I was like, God damn it. So I screwed myself, but some of this is coming from Gerard, but I do remember all of this. I just got done watching the show. So, but let's talk about Danny Luna. I thought she was impressive tonight. She wrestled Harley Hudson. Poor Harley looking like a J-Brown, unfortunately. I had high hopes for her. I think she's got a great look. I think she's talented, but Luna lost. She beat Harley Hudson quickly, and then after the match, launched a violent attack on Hudson. Then Myla Grace, Lei Ying Lee, and Zaya Brookside all came to make the save, and Luna kicked all their asses, holding the Knockouts World title. I don't think you do that unless you're putting over Danny at the pay-per-view. Like maybe you put over Lei Ying Lee because like, okay, we let Danny look strong this week. So now it's like Lei Ying Lee should look strong at the pay-per-view. But I think you just go like, if you're going to put somebody over, just put them over. And I think they should just put over Danny. It's time. She's got it. She's got everything they're looking for, right? She can work. She can talk. She's a good heel, right? She's a beast. So yeah, Alter says she's a beast. Yeah, for sure. Absolute beast, and it's fantastic. Okay, let's go. The Hardys and the Righteous. So Matt and Jeff Hardy confronted the Righteous after being taunted with creepy imagery of their family, and then a match was made between the two teams, made official for Genesis. So yeah, we got that match announcement: Hardys versus the Righteous. I liked the Righteous in this segment, but I did not like the Hardys. But the Hardys are never really been known for having great promos. I just felt at times like some of it was a little bit cheesy and awkward, but the Righteous is cheesy, but it's kind of like their thing. And I thought they did a good job with it. So, but we're going to get that match. They should probably put over the Righteous. I think so. I'm not going to be able to do a full like rundown of Genesis next week and do a preview show. So I'll just like do some of that here. But I think they should just put over the Righteous. It's, the Hardys have had the belts for a long time. And they need to make somebody new. They need to make a new team. And the crowd just doesn't know the Righteous yet. And so I think that it's time to get to know the Righteous. So I would say that it's time to put the belts on somebody else, and that it would be them. All right, Mustafa Ali and Elijah. So Ali with Order 4 attempted to propose a ban on cowboy culture. It was funny. He said he was banning guitars, singing, and cowboy hats. And at that point, Tasha Steelz had to throw her cowboy hat away so Ali wouldn't see it. He was then interrupted by Elijah, who arrived on a horse and chased Ali in Order 4 out of the arena. So he chased him out of the arena, and then they go to commercial, and they come back, and Order 4 is like in the parking lot, and they're like, okay, wait, we lost him, right? And then like Elijah just appears, and he continues to chase him, and they had the worst song for that moment. It should have been like an upbeat, like cowboy country song. Instead, it was like some emo female cowgirl shit, right? So you should have had something more upbeat. It could have still been a female song, but it's just like something like, give me something with some rhythm, right? Like you got this cowboy chasing these motherfuckers. Let's make it fun, right? They could have done something cool, but instead they got one of the free songs you can get off the internet, and it was like super slow. Didn't fit the moment. They got to do a little bit better. Okay. TNA International Championship. Steve Macklin defeated Styx by DQ. I wanted to like the match, but current WWE superstar, Matt Cardona. So I talked earlier that we're not getting any main roster WWE stars on Impact, but here, sure enough, I was proven wrong. We got Matt Cardona on the show. He made a surprise appearance to save Macklin from a beatdown by the NXT Outlaws. Santino's winning that belt, isn't he? Like, it's happening. So they're going to keep it from Macklin. They're going to put it on Santino, and I'm going to be, like, pissed. Okay. Elegance brand, Ash by Elegance and George Iceman, along with Maggie Lee and I guess Maggie by Elegance and Heather by Elegance, introduced the Wind Dragon, Dustin Nguyen, as the new protector for the brand. And then they also had some fat guy that does the video shoots, and they made him take his shirt off, and they kind of ridiculed him or made it seem like he was like going to be a part of the deal. So the whole thing was weird. So then we got an 8-man tag team match. The Hardys, Cedric Alexander and Leon Slater, they defeated System, Moose, Eddie Edwards, Brian Myers, and the JDC. So Cedric Alexander secured the win by pinning Moose. This builds momentum for their upcoming triple threat X Division title match at Genesis. Actually, I think what this does is probably tell everybody that Moose is actually going to win that match. Putting the belt back on Moose, if anything. I don't know. So Leon Slater wrestled Obafemi on Tuesday, and he didn't win. I thought he was going to win, but he did not. So maybe he's sticking around. Who knows? All right, and then we go to the world title contract signing. Santino Marella, who is disheveled and dressed like shit, and actually dressed like how I normally dress, dressed like shit, presided over a contract signing. They talked some smack back and forth. Frankie Kazarian said, "Hey, Mike, I'm an addict too. I'm addicted to being the world champion." And that set Mike off a little bit, but nothing really spectacular happened. After that, Nick Nemeth's music hits. He's holding the Call Your Shot trophy. Interrupted the signing to announce that he will cash in his title shot against the winner of Kazarian versus Santana on the very same AMC premiere show. Do I have to tell everybody what's going to happen? That match is happening at Genesis, right? Like, come on. That match has to happen at Genesis. I don't think they're going to do the thing at AMC, or maybe they will. Maybe they think that storyline with Frankie Kazarian was just so good. Santana's going to win the match, win the title again, and then Nick Nemeth is going to cash it in on him and take the belt right back. Maybe they think that was just really good heat. I don't see it drawing any business, but maybe they think so. We'll see. All right, guys, we're going to send this home. Let's get to the last bit of comments. That I am glad they're pushing Danny Luna. She's a future Knockouts world champion for sure. I like the Doomsday Danny Luna gimmick. Just change the name, change my perception. Yeah, for sure. What are they doing with the Elegance brand? Well, they have a tag team title shot next week against the Inspiration. So, and they're going to wrestle that match. They're going to do that match 10 more times for sure. Let's see. TNA may surprise us and put it back on Macklin. I think they should. Although Macklin did have a thing tonight where he's got a clock, countdown clock, thing, like an hourglass. Here, let's do a little present screen here. We'll share some tweets. And I want to share another tweet that I thought was interesting. But let's share Macklin's tweet first. So here we go. Yep, he's got a little bit of an hourglass there. So let me hit that. I think he's staying, by the way. This just could be he could be being hyperbolic and generating interest. And then let's also take a look at another guy that had an interesting tweet tonight. We'll end the show on this. Let's go to EC3 teasing a return to TNA or a return to EC3. See what he's saying.
But pride makes you do it anyway.
There is no honor in what we do. You
Time,
remember that
energy, presence, all invested, all wasted. If a bear shits in the woods, doesn't get a star rating. Should have let it die. The suit still fits. That's trouble.
There.
Everyone goes back to what you worked eventually, right? Is this a nostalgia one or something worse? Top 1% isn't who I was. This one never left. And the world needs us.
And Dixie. So he's teasing a return to not only the EC3 character, but to TNA. If they bring back the EC3 character in its original form, and we get Ann Dixie, I think I'm in. The problem with EC3 is like the bell's got a ring, but he's like good up until that point. And they need some fresh characters on the show, and he hasn't been on TV in forever. Like he was on NWA, but like he said, nobody watched NWA other than BQ. So we'll see. But I do think that's interesting. I wonder if he's going to make a comeback. But all right, guys. Like I said, this is the third episode of Brace for Impact this week. So go ahead and feel free to support us. Go to patreon.com/the Mike and JD show. JD and I will be back on Sunday night with a new episode of the Mike and JD show. And then next week at some point, we're going to be doing an overtime. Yeah, like I said, a lot of content this week that we put on the Patreon, we put on the YouTube. So please give us a comment, like, and subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. It is now 12:01 a.m. And that's going to do it for me this time on Brace for Impact. And until next time, mahalo.